Hello and welcome to day 3 of Capture the Seasons Autumn. Yesterday we focused on the art of letting go and looking towards the sky for inspiration, to the birds, to the trees and the leaves, and really embracing that feeling of making space for newness to come in and leaving behind the things we no longer need or serve us. And for inspiration, we also need another key element, which we will be looking at today, which is rest. And really, this is a theme that autumn can teach us so much about, because like I mentioned earlier in the programme, we've been through this huge sort of growth period, with all the abundance and everything just coming to fruition. And now is the time to really take that all in and allow a period of rest. Because with growth, we also need to balance it with rest. So today is really about focusing on that and allowing it. Because again, I've mentioned we're in this very sort of busy, never-ending cycle in today's age. It seems to just go from one thing to the next, to the next, to the next, before we even get a chance to kind of take a breath. So today I really want to focus on autumn teaching us really that this is a time to sort of ground into the feeling of having really reached goals, whether it's your own personal goals in your work or in any part of your life, and then just taking a little step back and noticing how you feel and just relaxing. And there's many ways that we can rest. I know with in nature, or if you're gardening, you will probably be taking bulbs up and taking them out of the soil now and putting them away, bedding them down somewhere in the dark so that they will be able to come back out in the springtime. So it's the same with us. Maybe we have to sort of allow that kind of time to bed down a bit and just retreat a little bit. But rest may not be the same for everybody. I mean, getting together with friends is another way of relaxing, or it may that you need to have some time on your own. But really, today, if you go outside for a walk, just take a moment to look around you and see what's kind of going back down into the earth as you notice the leaves, everything sort of just going quietly down. And it's not a sort of melancholy rest, it's a rest because it's been through such a big transition of growth. It's now sort of saying, it's a big sigh, and it's a gentle rest. And that's the kind of feeling I want you to notice today around you. So as you go outside, just notice your breath. Come into your breath. Really take it in and let it out. Come into your body and feel into your body. Feel if there's anywhere that just is needing that little bit of attention. Just relax and breathe into your body and look and feel in there, and notice around you all the things you've been looking at in the last few days, whether you want to look up at the air, the sky, the leaves, the tree. There's all sorts of things that might just catch your eye as you're going outside today. And again, you don't have to go far. It can be your local park, anywhere that just has some nature element. And just relax. There's no, it's, one of those things that we think, oh, we have to relax. Just try and let that simply be. I mean, it's not a big task to do today, but sometimes these things we just don't let ourselves do enough. And so just take that time outside just to breathe and gently watch and observe anything that takes your eye. And then when you come back inside, make a little list maybe of the places in your life that could do with a little bit of nurturing and a little bit of rest, because there's various forms of rest. Generally, I mean, I sometimes say, oh gosh, I'm tired, I must physically sort of have a bit more sleep. But there's other types of rest as well. I mean, it may not just be sitting still. Sometimes your body needs a bit of stretching, and that can kind of open and release a little bit of tension, or the muscles that need to relax, they may need a stretch. Your body will tell you if you just give it a moment and listen to it. It'll tell you what it needs. But there's other forms of rest. There's mental, there's sensory, there's also sort of the emotional. It's all combined. So if you're thinking of resting, maybe it's not watching a TV program, maybe it's switching the screen off and letting your eyes just have some time away from a screen. And that's another great thing about going outside, because the light that you get outside is very restful on your eyes compared to a screen. So outside, again, when you're going out, just relax your eyes and take in the natural light, even stretching eyes further afield. That is very relaxing, because we're all very much up here and looking at screens. And just for that change of going outside and really stretching the eyeballs is very restful for them. So that's another thing, is really also thinking about other ways that you're resting, not just the physical rest. You may just also take some time to sit down and close your eyes and just breathe. Maybe notice the smiles around you, and let the senses sort of take a little bit of a step back, because we are all the time gathering information through our eyes, and it can become overwhelming. So another thing is just to relax and rest and close your eyes, maybe a couple of times in the day. Just do that so that the sensory kind of part of your of the stimulation that you're getting gets a little break. And also with our hearing, I mean, we're taking in noise all the time. Maybe you need a little bit of a rest from, I don't know, whether it's sort of news or chat and all that sort of things going on, because it's almost like multiple things coming at us all the time. Maybe it's nice just to take a little bit of time and stillness, very restful for the mind. So think about all these different things that you can balance for resting today. And just really think about how this time of year we are naturally drawn to having a rest. I know we're all trying to go forward and be busy all the time, but sometimes if we want to go forward with a sort of renewed feeling, we should allow and not feel bad about resting, because it can be like that. I know myself, I've been so sort of like in the past, I've got to go at 1,000,000 miles an hour, but it doesn't serve us in the end. If we are to be creative, and if we are to give ourselves the best opportunity to be creative and help others, we really need to be fully charged and restored ourselves. So don't be afraid of that. It's a very important part of ourselves, of nature, and we should really honour it. And then also what I was talking about the other day, which was about the store cupboard, it is also part of that. We're sort of giving ourselves plenty of opportunity to recharge, plug ourselves back in, and allow ourselves that. Because if we don't, our energy will deplete, and that's not going to serve us, and it's not going to serve others. And even, when I mentioned the store cupboard, we're not trying to hoard anything and sort of gather anything just for ourselves. Yes, it's important to do that, but once we've done that, we are then being able to give more to others by doing so. So it's not a sort of selfish thing to do at all, because sometimes that kind of feeling can creep in and you slightly feel guilty about it, but actually it is vital. So today the task is really to go outside and just relax as you're going outside. Take deep breath into the body, allow that breath to flow out gently, and just absorb the feeling of that kind of stillness that autumn can bring. The stillness after the sort of all of that energy of growth, and just feel that into yourself, into your body, and then just notice where you think you might need a little bit of extra rest, whether it's physical, whether it's just drawing away from all the stimulation we have around us. And nature can really guide us on that. So enjoy that task today. And there's a downloadable, and also if you want to make any notes, there's a sheet at the back as well. And just think of those key areas that could do with just a little bit more of your sort of attention, and allow time for that.